Hello, today I'm going to do a light little introduction about Netbook Gaming. Netbooks have gotten really big, and it seems like something to be really interesting. It took a lot of persuasion for me to buy into it. Um, First of all, I'm a laptop user. I phased out desktop a long time ago, but I'm running the high end of HP's laptops, HDX series, and it's fully maxed out. I'm not going to go into specs and all that because there's like 10 million videos here on YouTube if you want to look up HDX computers by HP. So there's no sense in me doing something that 10,000 people have already done. But what I am going to do is, because I felt there was a little bit of a void on the gaming issue on YouTube about the games. I think there's a lot of confusion there. There's a lot of people in here showing videos of someone playing a game. To me, that wasn't very helpful because I may not like that particular game or whatever. This is a real general video. Today's October 23rd, 2009, and the netbook that I've talked about in particular is an HP Mini. This is the 1000 series. It comes standard with XP Home on it with 1 gig of RAM, and of course the 1.6 gigahertz add-on processor like every other netbook that's out there. That's basically your specs. That's what you're working with. Alright, first of all, XP runs sufficiently on 1 gig of memory. It has for 7 years. I know a lot of people out there still got XP on the old computers and are running a gig or even less of memory, and they run just fine. So if you think about it, in today's modern time, putting 2 gigs of memory on that older operating system is just really going to give you way better experience, and I highly suggest it. But this video here is being based on 2 gigs of memory installed in an HP Mini netbook, and the performance was immaculate. For something so small and so portable with such a small processor, I take that back. I say a small processor. 1.6 gigahertz today is small. But if we look back when XP was originally developed and out in the retail market, 1.6 gigahertz was probably quite a bit in that time. So if you think about it that way, I mean, people need to really think about that. When XP was developed, 1.6 gigahertz was a pretty powerful machine. It may not be in today's eye of things with computers moving up so high in the food chain, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about a netbook that's got, an older operating system with a 2 gig upgrade from a 1 gig memory upgrade. And of course, all netbooks have onboard video. None of them have dedicated. But I was going to knock this out. Here's how it works. Okay, first off, for those of you who are looking at netbooks for the holidays or for anything, from my experience, I have played around with an Acer Aspire 1, the new model, and I have played around with this new HP Mini. I call it a Mini, but a netbook, whatever you want to call it. Both versions of these machines had 2 gigs installed. The reason I chose the Acer and I chose the HP was because they were so easy to upgrade to memory. When I'm looking at technology like a laptop, if it's not easily upgradable, I'm not even going to mess with it. If it's not easy to upgrade. To me, that is something I as a consumer have the right to do. And the Acer and the HP both did offer me that. So I'm not biased toward HP or Acer, either one, just because I own an HP HDX system. So I'm a real open-minded person when it comes to technology. If you got a better product, you got a better product. But for some media content, some information. One, if you're getting a netbook, upgrade to 2 gigs of memory. It's $20 on Newegg.com. It's $20. It's not even a quarter tank of gas in today's time. All right, 2. Now I'm going to assume you're putting 2 gigs of memory in your netbook because that's what I'm basing today's video on. With 2 gigs of memory, I went and I purchased 2 online premium services. And I'm sure some of you heard of these and some of you may not have heard of them. One's called RuneScape, RuneScape.com, or you can Google that. And then another one, FunOrb, FUNORB.com. And both of those are made by the same company. Okay, but they're 2 separate memberships. FunOrb is $5 and some change a month, and RuneScape, which is a little more intense, runs around $7 and some change a month. Another option, if you get an HP Mini, will come with HP Games, which is actually Wild Tangent. Which Wild Tangent is a variety of games put on your computer, which are flash-based, and I'd say almost all of them are web-based unless you actually buy one particular game. And if you actually buy a game that you just love, it's $7. But you get to play many games, and you buy these little coins on Wild Tangent, and I think I pay $7 a month, and I get like X amount of these coins, or like digital quarters, And the games are really neat. They're more kid oriented though than for my taste, but we have kids here at the house that play them, and they're easy to play. My girlfriend's nephew, he is 3 years old, and he can play them if I tell you anything. And the games are actually pretty cool. Fun Orb's a little bit better games, a little more toward the teenage side. A couple games are some of us adults might actually like. It's not bad. It's worth $5 a month. Cup of coffee. But then for you adults out there and you teenagers looking for something a little more on the intense side, RuneScape. I've heard a lot of people playing RuneScape on the higher-ended laptops with dedicated video cards, and I was really leery about trying to play this on a netbook. Even though it is a web-hosted type game, great performance. And of course, now a lot of you need to keep this in mind. Anytime you're doing online gaming, don't base everything based on your computer specs. I'm a little bit of a blunt person. If you've got crappy internet, you're probably going to get crappy performance off anything web-based. So don't necessarily blame that on a machine if you've got crappy internet. If you're playing internet games, that's something you need to consider. I may be getting great performance because I'm playing on a 20 meg internet connection. I pay $180 a month for my internet and cable and stuff, so maybe that's why I get such great performance. I don't know. If you have dial-up, I don't know. I wouldn't personally try it. I ain't used dial-up in forever, and DSL ain't too bad, I don't guess. But I don't know how this works with that. For those of you who are probably asking or thinking at this moment. But web-based games play great on netbooks for several different reasons. One, they're not taking up hard drive space on your netbooks. As we all know, netbooks were kind of geared towards smaller capacity drives, and so anytime you can get a gain to make up for that compensation, that is great. A lot of online gaming gives you that huge benefit. We all know if you go buy a game and installed one, it takes a lot of hard drive. Two, those of you who are looking for music, and you don't want to have to go pay $1 a track for stuff. I'm a big, huge iTunes supporter. I've probably spent $10,000 in probably the last 2 years. Yeah, I know it's sick. But on a netbook, I don't even want to try to put my iTunes on because there's not even enough hard drive to even touch one or two of my playlists. But a good resource is a website called Nutsie.com, Nutsie.com. What you can do is you've got an iTunes account, you can go on Nutsie and download Nutsie Uploader, and you can submit all your playlist. It don't upload no media, it submits the XML files, which tells them what songs you have. And all these songs are sitting on some server up in the cloud somewhere, and all your playlists are on there. And as long as you've got internet, you can play your playlist anytime you want, or you can listen to pre-configured playlists. Like if you want to hear the top 100 songs from that year you graduated high school, or that the year that you and your missus got married, or that special occasion, you can listen to top 100 songs of that year, or the top 100 songs of any genre. I love it. To me, it's one of the best internet radio sites out there, and a lot of people don't even know what exists. And I absolutely love it. I would pay $30 a month for it if I had to get premium content. I absolutely love it. And of course, we all know Pandora. If you don't know Pandora, it's internet radio. A lot of people praise it. It's more recognized. It actually comes installed on some computers nowadays. Pandora's not bad either. I like it too. And another one to keep in mind is a company called 365 Live, which is it's got over 5,000 radio stations on it and totally free. All these things I'm telling you about take up zero hard drive space, and they're up in the cloud, which is what netbooks were geared toward. That's something I want everyone to understand, that a netbook is a net-centric based computing device. A lot of people they think it's just a small laptop. There's a huge difference between a laptop and a netbook. A netbook is a companion type device. But as we all know, the internet gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's a good thing, because the bigger that gets, that means the smaller the spec computers that most people have to buy. A lot of people do nothing but internet with their computer. For these people like that, then the netbook is right up your alley. They're portable, extremely good battery life, great performance if you know where to go. Learn Google real well. If you Google things right, you'll find everything. I'm probably not telling some of you nothing you don't already know, but for those of you who are not really sure about the netbook thing, I have played around with 2 models, and both was very impressive. I'm going to keep the HP because it matches my HP laptop. But SoundIke is a good place to get music too. ZMLs, where you can download movies, and I do mean actually download them to your computer. I think it's $40 a year for that. Well worth it. You can always watch the movie. If you don't like it, delete the thing. And they're not just streamed, they're actually on your computer, so it's not like you have to be on the internet to watch these movies, like Hulu or Ustream or whatever. But y'all have a good day. If you have any questions, hit me up at cnacoons@yahoo.com.